Hi, my name is Lindsay Fitz, and we're going to learn all about RtI for the gifted. My student is a 10-year-old female that has been showing very little, if any, academic progress, specifically in reading, and she seems to lack or have a decrease in motivation. The student's lack of progress has raised major red flags. Look at the student for additional support and services based off of this. The support and services may be in the form of behavior and motivation, counseling, as well as academics. In order to get this process started, you'd have to have an RtI meeting. So the first question is, who should be at this meeting? The RtI meeting should consist of the parents of the child, the classroom teacher, the instructional coach in the subject content area, possibly the counselor, sometimes would even include an administrator. The focus of this meeting is to address concerns in the lack of progress the student is making. The goal is to meet the needs of the 10-year-old female student by implementing interventions that allow the student to make continuous progress and address the lack of the student's motivation in school. How the meeting will run is by following a sequence of steps that we need in order to review to determine the proper strategies and support the student needs. We would first start by looking at the data. We would consider the student's strengths and weaknesses. We would then look at strategies that can be implemented to support the student in the areas of need, to be able to address the concerns. What should happen next is the steps that we would have to take in order to do this. The first step would again be reviewing the data, the scores, the classroom performance, the lack of growth and motivation. The second one would be the area of need the student most needs, and as far as strengths and weaknesses. We would look at the rate, complexity, and the depth the intervention could provide. 3 would be looking at the intervention. What would it include? The frequency, the time, specialized class, a small ability group, and counseling. The 4th would be the actual instruction. Who would implement the instruction? So a qualified, appropriately trained teacher. What it would involve, which would be the development and the implementation. The documentation is really important. The data, the test scores, or portfolio. It needs to order to continuously evaluate the progress of the student. The actual intervention would be the content area based, needs-based learning. So where is that specifically for this child? This would be reading tier 2 tiered assignments. Also, with counselor to work on emotional and support groups. We would have to continuously monitor and assess implementation, evaluate the outcome, and see if it's working. If it doesn't work, we need to change intervention strategies. The differentiation is related to gifted programming and their identification because it allows differentiated curriculum, flexible pacing, cluster grouping, and other universal interventions available to all students in the regular classrooms. All students deserve the right to receive differentiated instruction. Thank you.